And we'll have a due date set for, we'll do August 10th. And one thing I'd like to mention, and Conrad, I already mentioned this to you the other day, when you do a post date, or a due date rather, you really should have a time posted as well. Because if you don't have the time posted, later on when you try to upload the assessment, it's going to kick you back and say, no, you need to have a time posted. And when it does that, it's going to erase everything from the screen. So if you have a due date, list a time that it needs to be due as well. You can have the assignment viewable to students, and you want them to definitely to see what they would need to do for the assignment. Unchecking that box, you can opt to not check it if you are doing something like an oral presentation. If it's nothing physical that the student has to hand in, you can simply use LiveText as a data collector for the rubric that you're going to use on them. So you can basically use this to post the rubric that you will assess the student on, and they don't necessarily need to see the assignment that's posted. So you have a few options of turning it on or off and when you'd want to do that. The assessment method, you'll be choosing the rubric that you created previously, or the administrator has created previously. And I must note that this is a rubric that has to have been created within LiveText. If the rubric has not been created in LiveText, then you would have to create or upload that down here within the Resources tab. But for data collection, you would need that rubric within LiveText, and this is where you would upload it. And as you notice, this is taking me to the Documents tab where all my documents have been created. And I'll simply choose an assessment, and it tells me what kind of document I have, and I'll insert the document. Are there any questions so far?
Yes, I have a question.
Okay.
Can you also include a form that you have created within LiveText?
For the assessment method?
Mm-hmm. Or in the assignment?
No.
Suppose that I have, no? Because suppose that I wanted to create an assignment that had a rubric and a survey, say for student teaching. I want them to fill in a survey of how valid the experience was. That could not be included in the assignment?
It wouldn't be in the assignment itself. You would actually launch the form separately to the students. There is a way to tie, it's more of an advanced feature, to tie that form back into the student submission, but that's not part of the actual document creation itself.
Okay.
But the student, when they go to actually submit the assignment and to fill out the template that you would give to them, they wouldn't have the ability to fill out the form also. Those are just two distinct pieces of LiveText.
Mm-hmm.
So is that something that you would strictly create from the form builder and send out from there? Okay. So this is strictly where you would attach something like a rubric that you've created. Was that John or Conrad? I couldn't tell.
It was John. John,
okay. All right. Next, assessment document viewable to students. You have that option of having this assignment posted with the rubric so that they can view the rubric and see what is required of them to obtain a good score on this assignment, which, coming from a student perspective, always comes in handy. I always appreciated it when a teacher provided a rubric for me so that I could see exactly what I needed to do in order to get a good grade. Assessment type, you can choose summative or formative. For now, we'll choose formative. You can opt to publish the grades or not publish the grades right away. If this box is checked, publishing the grades will be released to the student once you have finished assessing them. If you opt not to check the box, then the grade will be sent out once you've gone through all the students. You can have all the grades published at the same time, and that's actually a box that you have to check yourself once you've gone through all those assessments. And here, assignment template, that document that I just created, this is where I'm going to upload it now. Let me go to the next page. So this is where I'm uploading the actual assignment within the assignment bundle, and I'm going to insert the document. And so that's actually what the student will see. And again, I have optional resources that I can attach. Again, I can attach LiveText documents. I can attach a URL for a student to reference, or even other PDFs or Word documents, or whatever other attachments you have to add for this assignment. Okay.
This is Don. I have a question. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sure. Go ahead.
I have a question. I created a portfolio document, and I can understand how I put that into this as part of the assignment or the assignment that they had to work on. Now, within that portfolio, I also added some rubrics. I added links to rubrics that I had created within LiveText. How does that work out as far as they're filling out those rubrics? Do they fill them out? Can they fill them out if I included them in the portfolio document and then put them in as an assignment?
You know, John, I think you may want to talk with implementation, where I might be able to sit down with you to go. I'd like to take a look at the document before answering that and see how it's set up. But typically, if you do show a rubric within the template, or if you link to the rubric, typically it's just for reference. Students, you don't really want them filling it out, because you're not going to get data off of that rubric.
Okay. Yeah,
so if you have a rubric within a template, you won't be able to collect data on that rubric. It's just another part of the document.
Right.
So there are ways to set up documents. So you could set up certain documents and have students, if you wanted to run a report on what the student had selected, they could do a self-assessment. And we have ways of setting that up in LiveText. But like I said, we can talk about that. Either I or implementation should probably take a look at that document and have a separate conversation on what your plans are for how you want to collect your data.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. And lastly, down here in the outcomes and standards are the different standards that have been linked up to this rubric. Any questions before I move forward? Okay. I'm going to click on Save Assignment. And so now I have saved the assignment bundle, or the skeleton, which houses the rubric and the assignment that have been created within LiveText. Okay. And this is actually now going to show up in the dashboard. And here I have my assignment, Submitting and Reviewing. And it's all in red, so as you know, red indicates that none of the 17 students have finished the assignment, and I have not assessed anyone in that assignment. Does everything fall into place with that with you guys? Okay. So that's what happens on the faculty end of creating an assignment. And next, I'm going to show you the student view. So you can see that within the faculty view, you have a dashboard, courses, documents, reviews, forms, community, and tools. And you'll notice with the student view, they have the same things, except we have an orange color, and the different assignments that come up for the students show up like this, where they can have a link that links up to actually doing the assignment, and it'll have a template with it, or some of the assignments may not have a template with it that they have to complete. Okay. And you can see over here on the student view that they can either resubmit the assignment, or their assessment is waiting to be published, or they have an assessment that is waiting to be graded. Okay. So for that assignment that I just created, submitting and reviewing, you can see that it's in red, meaning I haven't started the assignment yet. And I'm going to click on this assignment to start it. And right now it's showing me the assignment details. And from the student perspective, I just want to point out that once a student opens up an assignment, they're going to click on Use this template so they can start filling it out. And once they've clicked this, they've already started a new document within their Documents tab. And when they go into it, if they decide I need to finish this later,